So summer's over, the holidays are coming up, and 2024 is coming to a close. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you're in the market for a new 3D printer. So let's take a look at the most recent line of printers and see how they stack up. The way we're going to do this is with a tier list. Now keep in mind, I'm not affiliated with a single company that I'm going to be talking about today, and I've never received a dime from any of these companies. The qualifications for this list will be based off features advertised for off-the-shelf machines. The excuse should not stand that yes, it has problems, but we can modify it. We're not looking at that today. We're looking at machines, how they stack up as they are advertised. There's a good chance that you're looking to pick up a printer for either yourself, a loved one, or even one of your kids. Right off the bat, let me save you from the buyer's remorse and countless hours of frustration. For this reason, everything but 2 bed slingers immediately goes into the F tier. There are 2 reasons for this. One reason is 3D printing technology has evolved past the point of bed slingers. If you buy a bed slinger today, you are locking yourself out of the rapidly expanding feature set that can be found in a more modern machine like the Core XY 3D printers. Secondly, almost all bed slingers are just cheaply manufactured knockoffs of other knockoffs. If you buy a bed slinger in 2024, you're not buying into 3D printing. You're buying into frustration and headaches and buyer's remorse. So I hate to do it, but first on the chopping block would be Prusa with their bed slingers. The simple fact is, Prusa just cannot compete when it comes to price to performance and features like other more modern machines that use the Core XY format. So being honest and straightforward, with the exception of the Prusa XL, Prusa really isn't meeting the demands for innovation like other printers on the market. And for this reason, Prusa unfortunately hits the D tier. Next on the block would be Neptune. Now Neptune, with its current line of 3D printers, falls under the same category as all other bed slingers. While they are generally higher quality machines, they're still locked into the fact that they don't match the feature set to performance and price. Neptune also drops onto the D tier. With this out of the way, we can talk about brands that meet the more modern format of Core XY 3D printers. The current lineup of Creality K1 and upcoming K2 printers is sold as a flagship design in the Core XY 3D printing world. Unfortunately, the requirements for this list state that brands must ship their printers with the features that they advertise, and this is where Creality falls apart. While the Creality K series is a flagship series of 3D printers, the problem arises when you start to look at the advertised features and quality control. One example of this would be the misleading marketing around the quick swap nozzle for their flagship series machines. But the biggest offender of everything Creality has done is they market their machines as open source using Clipper firmware, but this isn't true. Creality makes sure that they lock down anything that they've done, and even the way that the bed probes using the load cells is proprietary code, and they haven't released it to the open source community. When you look into the way open source works, Creality is required to release code that is built on top of the Clipper firmware, but they haven't done that, and they still advertise their printers as open source community printers. Tie this together with their lack of proper quality control, and the Creality flagship K series immediately drops into the C tier. Next up, let's talk about the brand Cheaty and their current lineup of flagship machines. Now, I would have loved to immediately thrown the current lineup in flagship models from Cheaty into the A tier, but unfortunately, this isn't possible. While their price and performance and feature set make Cheaty an incredibly tempting offer, the fact is they currently have some hardware issues that make them a no-go. These hardware issues fall outside the realm of simple quality control problems. The hardware issues with the Cheaty line of printers falls into a more dangerous category where it's dangerous for consumers to currently buy their printers. Since we can't put the Cheaty line into the A tier machines, it's really tempting to throw them into the C tier, hoping that these issues will be remedied. But really, if we're honest about it, these issues aren't just quality control. These are safety issues that consumers shouldn't have to risk dealing with. So unfortunately, even though its price of performance and features is amazing, the Cheaty line has to go in F tier, completely avoid until these problems are absolutely remedied at the hardware level. Next up, let's talk about the enthusiast, but let's remember that the requirements for this list state that the machines have to be off-the-shelf ready 3D printers with advertised features. The enthusiast world for 3D printing offers several options for those looking to tinker and modify and really dig into their machines, these being things like Voron or Rat Rig. But these aren't off-the-shelf machines. These are machines that you have to build yourself. But this next brand has taken that concept and given it to customers where they can dip their toes into the enthusiast line of machines, and that brand is Sovol. The Sovol SV08 has taken the enthusiast design of a Voron machine and packaged them into an off-the-shelf ready 3D printer for both new and intermediate 3D printing users. The great thing about the SV08 being built off the Voron designs is this printer can grow with you as you dip your toes further and further into the enthusiast 3D printing world. With an already impressive feature set, the SV08 is only limited in features by how far the user wants to dive into the enthusiast 3D printing world. And for this reason, the SV08 hits an easy B tier. So the Bambu A1 Mini will be the only bed slinger that will end up anywhere near the top of our tier list. And this for good reason. Perspective is incredibly important to keep in mind when we're talking about brands and the products that they release. The lightweight and open form factor and easy use of the A1 Mini make it the perfect option for anybody who just wants to get into 3D printing with their family or their kids. Remember, it's not always about packing in the largest feature set and the most advanced options in a 3D printer. Sometimes it's about the hook. And that's where the A1 Mini outshines any 3D printer on the market. So if you're looking to hook somebody into the maker world, the A1 Mini, with or without its color options, stands a tier above the rest as the absolute best option for people who aren't technically ready for advanced 3D printing. Waiting here patiently has been the Adventure 5M from Flashforge. The Adventure 5M with its bigger brother, the 5M Pro, are both excellent options when it comes to machines off the shelf with advertised advanced feature sets. For over a year now, I've been able to experience both the 5M and the 5M Pro with myself having zero affiliation with Flashforge. Both the 5M and the 5M Pro come with a strong feature set as advertised, ready for off-the-shelf 3D printing. They have a strong community that's really excited and a heavy fan base for these 3D printers, and it comes with good reason. For under $300, the Adventure 5M comes with an incredibly hard to beat feature set for a Core XY 3D printer. Maybe my experience with this machine has made me a little bit biased, but I could sit here and fanboy about the Adventure 5M for hours. But the simple fact is, for under $300, you cannot beat the price to performance of this machine. It is simply not possible. We are getting closer and closer to the point where 3D printers are considered appliance level machines. What do I mean by this? Appliance level means almost every home in the world finds it as a requirement for their daily living. With this, however you feel about it, I won't even pretend against the fact that Bambu is number one, first in line when it comes to this. We're not there yet, but Bambu is by far the closest to this reality. And for this reason, Bambu gets the solid A tier. When people talk about a 3D printer ready to print off the shelf with an advanced feature set like Bambu Lab, it is hard to argue, no matter how you feel about it, that Bambu Lab is tier number one and first in line when it comes to 3D printing for consumers. So what about S tier? Well, the truth is we're just not there yet. Every brand that I've mentioned, you can find a handful of problems and things that people are working out in the 3D printing community. This is an ever-evolving state of technology, and we haven't reached the point where it's just consumer-ready 100% appliance. You will always find printers that have issues, even the Bambu Lab. You'll have consumer reports where something just isn't working right, and quality control issues. Now, we can't really strike this up to a brand being bad unless it's incredibly repeatable, like the Creality series machines. There are going to be innovations in the 3D printing world over the next several years, major innovations, and we don't know exactly when this is going to plateau. Until this begins to plateau, we're not going to reach an S tier, and we're not going to reach an appliance state, because we really don't know what the future looks like when it comes to 3D printing. Setting the future aside, this is how I see it stacking up for the current lineup and the brands that we've talked about today. So let's be honest about the current state of the 3D printing industry. For me, as of today, anything on or above the B tier is an immediate recommendation for anybody looking to get into 3D printing. So you may or may not agree with me, and that's great. I love to hear what other people are thinking, so go ahead and leave a comment down below. The truth is, my opinions aren't rigid, and I constantly try to check myself to think maybe there's a perspective or something I didn't think about. So go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you're interested in picking up any of the printers that I've talked about today, I've made sure to leave links in both the comment and the description down below. Keep in mind, I've made sure to only leave links to printers that I consider B tier and above, as I don't believe the other machines are worth the consumer's money. So one last time, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. I'm ZeroCMD. Thanks for watching.